Hello there. The UK vaccine response to the COVID-19 pandemic is being hailed as an advert for Brexit. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. And a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. The UK has sadly passed the terrible milestone of 100,000 deaths of people with COVID-19. And the leader of the opposition and others have been pointing the finger of blame at the Boris Johnson government and are calling for an inquiry to find out the answer to the question, why? But in one area, the UK government has been leading the way, and that is in the procurement of a large supply of vaccines. And this has been so successful that the UK has left the whole European Union in its wake. And as I said in yesterday's video, Brussels Eurocrats have been running around like headless chickens, trying to deflect the blame away from their own poor performance. Not only that, researchers at the French Pasteur Institute in Paris has abandoned the most advanced of its 3 COVID-19 vaccination programs. This vaccine, based on the measles vaccine virus, had been tested on humans since August 2020, but the results showed the vaccine candidate was well tolerated, but the immune responses induced by the vaccine were inferior to both those observed in individuals who had recovered from natural infection and those observed with the vaccines currently authorised for SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19. But with their other 2 vaccine candidates not even reaching human trial stage yet, this will put the French well behind the vaccination power curve, with the end of 2021 looking like the new target date. Not something that Emmanuel Macron, the French president, will enjoy, especially as he looks across the English Channel. And now the Deputy Regional President of Madrid, Ignacio Iguado, says the authorities there have been forced to suspend the region's vaccination programme for 2 weeks due to shortages of vaccine supplies. And the German media has attacked the European Union for this whole vaccine debacle, with the German newspaper Bild directly blaming the EU President Ursula von der Leyen, saying she is responsible for EU junk orders. Also for the fact that the EU only reached an agreement with AstraZeneca in August, not in June, as Jens Spahn, that's the German health minister, wanted but was not allowed to. Valuable preparation time passed. Von der Leyen cannot do anything for the current audacity of AstraZeneca. The criticism is justified, but there must also be self-criticism. While the Die Zeit weekly newspaper said, in the UK, the government's independent and swift vaccination policy is seen as evidence that the EU is too bureaucratic and slow and is now left behind. So Tory Brexiteer Peter Bone was right when he told the Mail Online, "Do you remember the criticism we faced for not joining the EU vaccination programme? We made the right call as an independent nation, and it is clear it was a benefit to us not being tied to the bureaucracy of the EU. A 3-month delay is absurd. It is clearly an advantage to not be part of the EU, and it is really good for us, but sad, obviously, for the people of the countries of the EU." And one of the main drivers for the EU's vaccine woes is that it wasted 3 months on pointless bureaucracy while the UK was building up a robust supply chain. This has led to AstraZeneca reducing its vaccine supply to the EU by 60% while maintaining UK supplies. And when challenged on this, the French CEO of the company, Pascal Soriot, told the press that they had experienced early problems in the UK too, and that the contract was not a commitment but based on best efforts. But the contract with the British government was signed 3 months before the one with the EU, therefore we had time to prepare and resolve similar issues, he said. the UK and the EU have two different production chains, and at the moment the British ones are more efficient because they started earlier. But the FT is today reporting that the EU is demanding that AstraZeneca diverts vaccines out of the UK and to the EU in order to fulfil the contract the company has with the European Union. And the FT says this could unleash an explosive post-Brexit political fight. While the Express reports that the EU is threatening the company with legal action if they do not comply. But as far as I'm aware, the AstraZeneca vaccine is still not licensed for use in the European Union. And remember that the EU is already talking about stopping vaccines made in the EU leaving the bloc, even if a contract is in place and money has changed hands. This is not a nice neighbour. And to be honest, I think we'll see the EU Commission start thrashing angrily about as this farce of theirs develops, and more EU citizens and media outlets start turning the screws and questioning their EU membership. Can you imagine the torment for them if the UK internal market opens up over the summer while the EU suffers another summer and winter of miserable lockdown? Now, as to Starmer's demands of an inquiry to try and find fault with the government's pandemic response, I have to say that the average Brit might just interpret that as the Labour Party trying to score cheap political points. And the opposition parties are claiming that the UK death rate is the worst in the world. But just to put this in context, I'll show you the following that I calculated using the data from worldometers.com. Where deaths as a proportion of the population are UK 0.147%, US 0.131%, and the European Union 0.102%. And bear in mind that the methodologies of attributing death to COVID-19 are different for each country in the EU, and different again for the US, and different again for the UK. But vaccine delivery to the population is a very quantifiable matter and very easily compared. So UK citizens will look at this and realise that Brexit has real benefits. That the bright shiny EU machine is being thrashed hands down by that creaky musty old Westminster edifice. That must stick in the craws of the pro-EU rejoiners, mustn't it? And before long they'll start asking themselves if this sclerosis runs deeper in the EU than just vaccines. They will start wondering in what other areas of their lives the EU has been holding them back. And do you know what? So will the Spanish, the Germans, the French, the Italians, the Estonians, the Hungarians, the Polish, etc., etc., etc. No wonder the EU Commission is getting panicky, threatening and bullying all around it to try and steal vaccines legitimately sourced and manufactured by the UK. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below and support me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about this vaccine situation? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.